But don't just stand there just staring at the mess. Welcome. Hello there, friends and neighbors. I didn't really expect you to drop by. Wait, I'm the one that hit the record button. So, I'm gonna act surprised anyway. Surprise! Hey, how you doing? Hey, look. We got 2 knives that need to be glued up today. I had a double baptismal last night with 2 of these blades. I did the hidden Tang that I've been working on. Y'all seen a few videos on this guy. He's getting ready to get glued up to his handle for good. So that time has come. There's a few things I got to do to prep for that. I imagine I'm going to have to get all Hulk on it and hammer it on there and get glue everywhere, and this is going to be a mess. And so that's what we're going to get on this one too. And I got this Ginzu kitchen knife that I have been waiting to get done for over a month. Just been waiting for a big enough pot to be able to quench in deep enough. The other one I had a little gallon can. I don't know if you've seen a few videos back that I was using. It would stick out about that much above the oil still. Even if I put it in an angle, it wouldn't go in it. But I finally was able to heat treat. These have been heat treated and tempered. Temper it. I put it on about 375 for 2 hours in the oven. Cooked them in there. And just turn the oven off and let them sit and cool off in the oven. Trick is to remember them, because when I do it, it's at night, right before bedtime usually. And usually I forget these in the oven. And my wife goes and preheats the oven for like chicken nuggets or something. And that's when I remember these are in the oven. Okay, so enough jibber jab. Let's get in here and get these things prepped up for glue up. Show you what I got going on. Welcome to Swanee Valley Knives. That's also another knife hopefully I can get to in this video. If not, if we have enough time, I want to try to get the handles made for this one as well. It's always it's a revolving door method around here. You know, we just, once we get a couple knives done up, we're working on another one. It's just a continuing cycle. It is the circle of life. Wrong movie. Shouldn't be quoting this. Anywho's, so here we go. I've got ironwood scales here I'm putting on the kitchen knife. And of course we got this big old hunk of block going on that guy. Now I went ahead, after I got done the other night recording, putting this on here, I went ahead and did a little extra, and I guess I was a little offset in the slot for this, because you can see where the hole got drilled out. It's a little bit towards the edge, but it didn't pierce through the side. So, but my hope is when I get this in here and get it glued, it'll also have a pin to help hold this to the handle. A little extra sense of false sense of security right there, and holding that up. So what I want to do now is sand these down level. There's some high spots around the holes right there, and I want to make sure everything's going to sit flush during glue up. And I make sure I get a good adhesion to each other, a good bond, as you should say. This is an old ironwood scale. These are going to be pretty, and I think I know the scale pattern that I'm going to use on this. The handle pattern. I think I'm going to do a Coke bottle design on these. I've done one before and it turned out really cool. I kind of like that for these kind of knives, so I'm gonna try to do that again. So subscribe and all that kind of stuff, that way you don't miss that video when it comes out, when I get ready to do the handle on this. So let's come over to the sanders and get them set up. We'll go ahead and get these flattened down a little bit, and we'll get to gluing. I'm going to use the 4x36. All right, so let me try to get some of this stuff up out of the way. And that's the pattern to that hidden Tang knife. Get him backed up a little bit, one knife at a time here. I use these old school, these clamps here. These have been good little clamps, so old reliable. So I just put that over there. This is new reliable. This was like $3 at Harbor Freight. So couldn't pass that deal up. I've already got the pins ready. Now what I want to do is kind of lay this out, how it's going to go together. Kinda. So we're going to lay it out here because even the scales are cut to that kind of angle. So this one is this side, and then this one. How are you going to go on there? Like this. All right. So there we go. This one, I'll start with this guy and lay him down this way. And we'll start by sticking pins. Now this one pin, I might go ahead and stick in there because he's kind of cut. I got a little lip right there, and he'll get hung up in the hole. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll stick him in there first. Have him kind of sitting and waiting. And in fact, I'll probably go ahead and do that. Well, I usually don't want to do that because I want to get glue on the pegs too, and that way I know they're going to get good adhesion inside the hole. So maybe I should probably just grind that up a little bit and just kind of clean him up real quick. Maybe I'll do that. All right, let's see how it fits in there now. If it goes in, nope, not easy. So I'm going to have to redo it. It's the little victories that I look forward to. Got that in there. So now I can get glue on the pin and get it inside the hole right there to let it sit. So spare no expense for a glue paper, and this is where I usually start wearing it. The applicator I got here is this little stainless steel thing right here. The glue, this is like $7.50 at Walmart, and I use it, and this is some heavy duty. It said it sets in 5 minutes, but really I give it a good day before I even do anything with it. I could do with it probably by the night, do something with it, but I'm using the grinders, and I'm grinding on heat, getting friction built up, a lot of heat. I want to make sure this stuff is good and set before I go and use it, and it wants to explode as soon as you let that cap out. So we need to be ready here. One side's coming out than the other. Something's not right. Come on, what's wrong with you? Here it comes. She's just taking her time. Come on now. Ooh, explosion. Once I get that much and it still wants to come out, I'll just go ahead and wipe it on this. Yeah, just kind of prop that up a little bit. Mix it in as best you can. And what I want to do is just kind of over here and just kind of roll it on. I'm going to get some on my fingers for sure. I'm going to get tacky. And in there. Make sure we kind of rotate this, get all of it on there. We want it set good in every little corner of these knives. Now, let me get this pin now, like I was talking about. Get some on the pin. There you go. Set it in the hole. Just like that. Get this guy. Get him kind of some glue on that side too. We can feed it in the hole. All right, so now we're going to take the knife itself. That's why you kind of have to have everything kind of lined up right before glue up. Make sure you have everything kind of where you want it to go, how it's going to fit. Knife in there. And usually I forgot to, but it should be okay. This is pretty good heavy duty glue. But what I like to do, and I didn't do it, I like to do this too. Even on this, even on the side, it's not even on the, just on the metal too. I like to get some on it. It's not too late for me to lift it up, but I don't want to mess around with it too much. Get it in there, get it sealing. This is the side going this way, so this is the side that needs the glue. And I like to really pack this glue all over these knives. I like to feed them the onions with this glue. And that glue's just going inside the pinholes, which is good. That's what I want. I might have to glue up that other knife a little bit different than I usually do. So now that we got the glue on it, now we're ready to put this on here. And this is kind of a tricky part because it pins. There we go. Not this time though, they went easy. Kind of prop this up somehow where they don't run out on my table. Clamp, and don't worry, it ain't gonna set within 2 to 10 seconds. You got a little time to mess around with this stuff. It's not that bad. So let's get here, get this clamp on. Shake, baby, shake. Is that the wrong way? It's the wrong way. So get him clamped. Now you don't want to clamp too hard. You just want to clamp him just enough. Get by, because what happened is if you clamp too hard, you'll squeeze most of your glue out, and you won't really get a good bond on your knife scale. So when you clamp it in these, you just want to make sure that you just do it just good enough where it gets a good bite. And this one go on there and do the same. Good and tight. You just want it just tight. You don't want to muscle man it. You ain't looking to choke the shit out of it. You're just looking to get the scales on, get them glued up. And this little one go right here on the top. This little guy will show these scales some support. And there we go. And I'm gonna check and see if I got glue. Got glue here coming out the top, and I got glue so I got even coverage everywhere. So I'm gonna set this to the side and let it dry, and it'll be ready to be finished by tomorrow. So now let's head on over to the vise and let's get this thing ready for its glue up. This is the one that's going to be a little bit of a chore, I think, but we're ready, right? All right, so I got the knife set into the vise there. So what I want to kind of do is go ahead and put a little bit of glue down in this handle, squirt a little bit in. Maybe I should, hang on. Let me do this. Put a little bit more right here. And you really want to get you a clean surface when you're doing this too. You see where I'm at. You really want to get you a clean surface. Don't do what I'm doing right here. Maybe I should do it up here. It's a little bit cleaner. Can you see still? Okay. And just go ahead and squirt your stuff out. And you don't need much. A little bit goes a long way. This glue really lasts. I'm going to draw it back a little bit so that way it don't keep coming out of the tube. I'm going to get the cap put back on it. This stuff's really hefty stuff. I love it. Don't make the mistake like I did in my first time using this and throw that big tap away that comes on the top. It helps close it off. It's actually a cap to it. So again, let's mix up some glue here on the palette. Our little makeshift palette we got here. And I'm going to put some on the tang of the knife all over it. Careful not to get stabbed in the gut. Be safe, guys. You are working around sharp materials here. Everything that could stab you, cut you, and maim you, you're working around it. So safety third. Just cake this on here as much as you can, front, back, center. And we're just going to see if we can get some to start going down the hole here of the scale of the handle. I want a good little bit going down the side. Maybe I should probably squirt some. We'll see if we can get it to go down in there. I think it'll push its way in there. Once we start putting a knife in, it'll start pushing it in. But I want to make sure I get a good glue up on it. And don't worry about that mess you're making with the glue. Once we get everything sanded anyway, it's going to clean up. And I got the pin ready to go in just a second. I'm going to glue it too. And I'm just going to tap this on very carefully, very slow. Just tap it on. Not really putting any weight behind that hammer. I'm just letting the hammer do the talking and the handle do the walking. All right, your pen. You want to make sure we get this thing really heavily glued because it's going to be the one to help give the guy a little bit extra support. So we're just going to glue it up really good in there. And glue up is real important too. This is what's going to give everything the stability and hanging it together there. It's just as important as everything else you do. You want to make sure. I want to get a lot of glue on it, I think. A lot of glue. Right in there. And now that hole should be lined up. And I can see straight through it. We're just going to push it in. Oh, and she's in there, fellas. And fellas. And girls and boys. She's in there. Now she is loose. Oh, yeah. A lot loose. But that glue will harden up. And help settle that real good. I'm just going to roll it a little bit and help get that glue inside. Yeah. But I think it's going to hold up just right. Now what I want to do is maybe I should put a clamp or something and maybe squeeze it together. Actually, no, that should be okay. I think it's going to be doing just fine the way it is. So I'm going to leave it in the vise overnight and let it sit. But I think I need to cover up that blade because I'm going to be walking back and forth here and yeah, we better do something about that. Definitely. Yeah, safety third. Okay, so those are set to drying. They'll be ready. This one will definitely be ready to be done by tomorrow with the handle, getting it all done. And I got a challenge ahead of me. Some mistakes were made during the cutting process when I was cutting the knife out initially, and I'll talk about that in the next video. But I think I'll come up with a solution on it, and so might not be a big problem. But I'll tell you all about that in the next video. Let's jump on to the next project. Is this moccasin pattern for another customer. I've got it beveled. It's ready. It just needs to have the handles and the holes drilled now. Don't know if I have enough time to actually get the drilling done in this video, but we definitely have enough time to go ahead and do these handles. So let's jump on that. Now my customer states they want to get mahogany on this and stainless steel pins. And I happen to have just a little bit of stainless steel left out of this guy I could use. So what I want to do, I want to take that extra step right now and go over the width of my scales. These epoxy resin scales that we already had pre-done, they're the perfect width that for the scales to go ahead and be on to put on the knife. They're already kind of slimmed down, and it makes it easier when I go to do the final grinding and the shaping, profiling of the handle cleanup and hand sanding. If they're already this slim and profiled. If I could take that extra step now to make it easier on myself in the future, you're welcome, future Matt. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But this part here, what I'm gonna essentially do is I'm gonna cut this part off, clean this up. Not gonna waste it. I will still use this, probably on another knife build, probably on another kitchen knife or something, because that's definitely could be split down the middle and used for that handle setup. What I need to do now is go through and get my length on these, how far I want them to be, how long I want them to be. And I'm going to take a couple off the side here. We're going to probably roughly right in there. I don't really measure. I go roughly, scotches, and this looks about right-ish type of deal. So I'm going to do that again here. Place it about the same. Just after that line, right about in here. And what I'm going to do, now that I got my general length, I might want to go a little bit longer. Give myself enough to play with at the belt grinder, you know what I mean? I can take that little extra material off at the belt grinder. It won't be no big deal. I don't want to start myself off too short. So what I want to do is go ahead and lay this on its side. It's about as flat as I can get it. All right. Lay it on its side. And I'm going to take my pen and right where that line is. If I can mark where those two lines are, that'll help me out a lot. Yeah, right in there. Right there. And then right there. Approximately. Alright, so what I'm going to do is once I get this one piece cut off, I'm going to do this number right here. Just come along. Go ahead and do that right there. If it would work with me, that'd be great. That's one. Already slimmed. And then we come around to this guy. My table ain't level either, so mark him. And it ain't got to be exact. Like I said, when we get to the belt grinders, we'll worry about making it an exact thin at the end. But we'll go ahead and get about as slim profile as we can. I might still be on the outside of this line. Probably right a little bit on the outside of that line when I get ready to cut. So let me get over to the saw, get it set up, and we'll get cutting these handles out. Be right there. I just got to get my respirator and my glasses and my earmuff.
Loud noise. And there we go. We're ready to do, we're ready to just sand these down, profile them.
We with full Tang knives, we go ahead and draw a little design out, but I'm gonna do something a little different. Instead of drawing it out and then cutting it out before I do any glue ups or anything, I'm gonna go ahead and do that after, and just cut them off the saw, the chunks and stuff with the saw, and might save some time that way, and more or less time on the belt grinder and save belts and stuff like that. I'm still trying to learn different ways to save time and waste and stuff. Keep that way I can keep my costs down. So this is where I'm gonna end this video. I think I already got a little long-winded. I think it's about the longest one. So thank you so much for clicking on. If you haven't done so already yet, hit that subscribe button. More knife builds to come. Yeah, they're in repetition, but man, it's part of the work. Repetition is work, and I'm glad to see it. Lord have mercy, I am glad to see it. And I'm glad to see y'all. Thank you so much for interacting and everything, guys. It means a lot. Hit the bell for new video notifications. Hit like, because that's slow down tongue. Let me think about what I'm gonna say first. But as YouTube know that you're enjoying this kind of content that I'm providing for you, and to keep me in the realm of algorithm happiness. I really need to go on there and talk about speech therapist. Something. I can't talk. I shall see you when I see you. Bye, y'all.